I don't need anything more. You got a 3-and-D guy. You got an extra center. You got Kevin Durant. Theoretically, you're going to be a little bit better of a shooting team come playoff time. I'm good. The Houston Rockets continued a rather busy offseason, kicking off the league year with 2 signings in the last 24 hours. First, they signed Dorian Finney-Smith to a 4-year, $53 million deal. This was an undrafted guy out of Florida back in the day who's played for the Dallas Mavericks, who's played for the Brooklyn Nets, who's played for the Los Angeles Lakers. Over the course of his career, he's shooting 41% from outside. On top of that, this is a player who's routinely defending some of the better players on the teams that he goes up against. He is, as the kids say, a 3-and-D specialist. Pretty reasonable contract. And think about it like this. Dillon Brooks is no longer a member of the Houston Rockets. He was part of the trade that sent Kevin Durant here to town. Would you rather have Dorian Finney-Smith or Dillon Brooks? Especially when you're paying Dorian Finney-Smith less significantly than Dillon Brooks. I'd rather have DFS. I will miss some of the fun that comes along with the Dillon Brooks show. That's for sure. But Dorian Finney-Smith is a better three-point shooter. And defensively, he's good. I like both of those things. And this Rockets team that has an incredible amount of depth right now, added the depth that it lost in moving on from Dillon Brooks as part of the Kevin Durant trade, where they also sent Jalen Green over to Phoenix. The Rockets also signed Clint Capela to a 3-year, $21.5 million deal. Remember him? He was a part of that Rockets team where essentially he and James Harden just played alley-oop together. I always felt Capela could have perhaps gotten a little bit more versatile in his game. That never quite happened. But for what he did, which was be long, be pretty good defensively, and not be an absolute bleep show when caught on switches. And in terms of his offense, like he's just underneath the hoop. He's ready to get some offensive rebounds. He's ready to put it back. He's a pretty solid player to good player for the Rockets. A little bit overpaid at the end. And, obviously he moves on elsewhere. He signs a 3-year, $21.5 million deal. Think about it like this. Who would you rather have as your third big guy? Behind Steven Adams, who gets hurt a lot. Jock Landale or Clint Capela? Probably taking Clint Capela. So the Rockets continue to make upgrades. And you'd obviously take Kevin Durant over Jalen Green. And everyone's loving this offseason. They should. I'm going to put a period at the end of this, though. I'm not sure they're done, but I'd like them to be. I'm good. I'm done. I think it's time to put my feet up. I don't need anything more. You got a 3-and-D guy. You got an extra center. You got Kevin Durant. Theoretically, you're going to be a little bit better of a shooting team come playoff time. I'm good. I'm willing to walk away. I don't know that the Rockets necessarily are. A lot of people were putting 2 and 2 together with Clint Capela signing. What? 3 centers? What's going on here? Is this part of some sort of sign and trade that could potentially be in the works? But when you've taken a look at what the Milwaukee Bucks have just done today, where they actually waived Damian Lillard fresh off the Achilles injury, and they also, ballsy, signed Miles Turner away from the Indiana Pacers. These are the moves that you make if you're trying to keep Giannis Antetokounmpo in town. And I think that's really the only move that theoretically could happen that the Rockets would have thought about doing, a big kind of move as far as a next step for where this organization is. So I think they're going to stand pat going forward, and I hope they stand pat going forward. I think they upgraded enough. We will see if the young players develop, because that's now the big question. What are you going to get out of Amen Thompson this coming season? What are you going to get out of Alperen Sengun this coming season? I saw some person online acting like over a month Amen Thompson has already improved his jump shot and his handle. Calm the F down, okay? Some of you Rockets fans are embarrassing yourselves a little bit, especially with the Harden pining that you were doing. Thank God that's not happening. But It's about Thompson developing. It's about Alperen Sengun getting stronger, getting in better shape. It's about Reed Shepherd developing. That's it. The only move I probably want to see going forward is trading Cam Whitmore for something, because I do not think you have any place to play him at this moment in time, and I think he's just going to be a bad sport behind the scenes. So that's how I'm feeling. Sean Mapes, you're the basketball expert of the Paul Gallant Show.
Thank you.
How do you feel?
That's wow.
Well, you are.
Wow.
I mean, I wouldn't debate that.
Or a title, I guess.
Yeah, the title. You got a title. Take the title.
Yeah, no, I agree with you that they got better. They did get. To me, it's a lot like what D'Amico Ryans has done to the Texans defense, where it is, hey, guess what? We're gonna get some defensive ends, and guess what? More defensive ends, and we're gonna get even more defensive ends. That's kind of what the Rockets are doing with, because now they're gonna have Dorian Finney-Smith, Jabari Smith, Tari Eason, Kevin Durant, Amen Thompson. That's your wing rotation, and Jayshawn Tate, guys, who probably won't play.
Right. I mean, nice backup to have for
Jayshawn Tate is a guy who could play on a lot of teams, just won't play. Jeff Green's also on this team. It's a team that's all wings. Oops, all wings.
Nice.
The only question I have is just the creation outside of Kevin Durant, just who's going to create offense. But this is where having this mix of ready-to-win now guys and young players kind of happens, where maybe it is Amen Thompson takes a step. Maybe it is Reed Shepherd's ready to be the backup point guard.
Those two.
Maybe it's Sengun has another level in him. So I think that I understand the strategy that they've taken. I think they signed 2 pretty good deals. The 4th year on Dorian Finney-Smith, wouldn't say I'm crazy in love with that, but you know, it's free agency. You're going to have to do stuff like that. But yeah, I think that you bring up a good point that they found their Dillon Brooks replacement in Dorian Finney-Smith, who I think in the wash about the same. You know, I think it all kind of evens out. Again,
less fun.
Other teams won't walk in ready to rip his head off,
which might be good.
Yeah, is that a positive or negative? Who knows? Jock Landale out. More than likely, that's just kind of like paperwork at this point.
Poor Foster's out.
Yes, this poor Foster's out for my guy. Clint Capela back in at the same money. Actually, I think like $1 million less per year. And instead of Jalen Green, you have Kevin Durant now. So I think they definitely improved. They got a little bit cheaper along the edges. Obviously, Durant's going to be a lot of money. But I can't see how this isn't a win.
The next move is probably a Durant extension.
And Whitmore trade.
Right.
That's next.
Whitmore's gone. I get it through your head.
They leak it every day that they're looking to trade him.
Right, and it makes sense. He might be good elsewhere, but it's not happening here.
Yeah,
he and Ime Udoka don't like each other.
To me, it's more of it's not really a talent thing with Cam Whitmore. It's more of just like the acceptance of the role that he's going to have to play it. And listen, he's not the first 21-year-old to walk into the league being like, I am going to rip this thing to shred. I am a future all-star. And you get buried on a team that has a whole bunch of players that are better than you on it. So I think it's just an attitude thing. If you can just, like we're saying that, you know, the Dillon Brooks replacement is Finney-Smith, the Landale replacement's Capela. If you could find a comparable replacement for Cam Whitmore in the rotation, maybe it is just like Jayshawn Tate and Aaron Holiday are going to play a little bit more, take those minutes away. But if you could find like a 6-man type, a little bit of Reed Shepherd insurance of someone who, in case Reed isn't ready, or at least not ready every night to run your offense when Van Vliet's off the court, maybe you get someone else like that. But they like Holiday, so maybe that's just Aaron Holiday. So I think that's the next move, and I'm interested in what they do there. But like you said, I think they're done with the big stuff. I think it's all these minor, dotting I's, crossing T's.
I'm willing to walk away at this point. We'll see what the Durant deal is. He's eligible for $122 million over 2 years. Tim McMahon said it's probably going to be less, looking like $112 million.
And by the way, just given Rafael Stone's history signing these contracts, I also think it's going to be less because I don't know how this guy gets guys to say yes to the deals.
He deserves a lot of credit on this. I mean, he follows in the footsteps of Daryl Morey, who he was down the hall from, and I thought that he was unqualified when he first came in, but he does have a legal background, and I mean, whatever he is doing in these deals,
to the woodshed on these contracts.
It's just like Daryl Morey with these deals that he would make, where you're like, wait a second, what?
Yeah,
you got James Harden for that?
To me, yes, Daryl Morey was better at trades.
Yes.
And Stone is no slouch at that.
No, this trade for Durant was good.
One. But I think, to me, his oh my God, this guy might be the best GM in the league at this specific thing is getting deals done where it's like, we all knew that Fred VanVleet was going to take a little bit of a dip off his $40 million a year. We thought 30s, low 30s. He got him for 25 for 2 years.
Yeah.
Jabari Smith, 24 a year for 5 years.
Jalen Green's deal.
Jalen Green. Yeah. I mean, most teams get, Green and Sengun, they're hits in the draft, relative hits in the draft. That equals automatic max extension on your first contract. He didn't do that. So, to me, it's another situation where you got to tip your hat.
Tip a hat.
Are you doing that right now?
Just tip my hat.
Tip that cap to Rafael Stone because he's done a great job along with Ime Udoka.
We will see how this all works together. I saw Kelly Iko of The Athletic put together a video essay about how Durant will fit.
Okay.
Never heard of video essay before. Little arrogant sounding, but hey, I'm going to watch that a little bit later.
That's more of a Verducci. Tom Verducci is a big video essay.
I think, listen, Kelly Iko, graduate of ESPN Houston, we are fans of Kelly Iko, but Kelly Iko
that's a big J move.
He's definitely going big J.
Video essay is a big J move.
Yeah.
That's Tom Rinaldi does the video essay.
Yes.
He's following in those footsteps. I don't think he's ever gotten the comparison of Verducci and
he just
Rinaldi.
did. He just did. So how about that?